Let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to talk about if having a big penis automatically makes you an alpha male. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. All right, before we get started here, please do me a huge favor. Please ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, tell some friends, and of course, follow me on my social media. I go by Jesus_Detroit on my Instagram, Snapchat, I'm Young Dago. And yes, in this video, we're gonna do a deep dive on if being an alpha male and having a big penis has anything to do with one another. And if this is your goal to be any more alpha, should you want to have a bigger penis? And that's what my channel here is dedicated to, is making people become their best versions. I have the Big Cock Collective, the Big Cock Consciousness, where I help people grow their penises bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder. And I'm a spiritual guide and a coach and a mentor, and I could definitely help you out if you subscribe and just get in my DMs, and then we can definitely make something go on with a Skype session or some type of online coaching. I'm available for you. Now, this video I really want to get into about, I was inspired because you see all this stuff about, alpha male this and alpha male that, and it's just like, what? I mean, what does that have to do with having a big penis? Honestly, I'd say most guys that have an alpha macho attitude are usually compensating for something that, that they ain't got. So does that make them any more less or more of a man? Opinions vary, you know what I mean? The way I look at it is this whole alpha thing is more or less a fetish. And if you align the fetish with the proper alignment, it's a beautiful thing, because you gotta look at it like this. There's some people that want to be talked down to, and I know that might hurt somebody's feelings. Like, what do you mean? Just because you don't like being talked down to doesn't mean that somebody might not get, like getting made fun of in the bedroom. Common, cuckold type of thing, quick type of fetish where, somebody might, hire you to pay, to have sex with their girlfriend and make fun of them. That's just one example, of cuckolding. And there's other ones where, and how you present yourself in the everyday. I mean, you could be a macho alpha running businesses, being a linebacker, whatever you do, and you could still be sexually a cuckold. I mean, that has, it's not all correlated. Or maybe it's the balancing of the yin and the yang, or the wu wei, it's the Tao, or just the way people roll. Some people find that, they're going to want to, get talked down to in the bedroom, and that's what turns them on. It could be usually from childhood or something that makes them feel these ways. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there's the whole alpha macho, sexual, god type, where, he might go around just talking bad and saying, just having this alpha macho attitude where he just, thinks he's the man, you know what I mean? Like, look at me, everybody wishes they could be me. People, like that kind of attitude. And I looked at this thing on Instagram, and it really inspired me because it's talking about being an alpha, and it's like it said something about how do you feel about everybody else that ain't alpha? Well, it sucks to be them, like something along those lines. And it's just like, not everybody is impressed with being an alpha, and it doesn't all correlate and line up to everybody's, it's not everybody's cup of tea, you know what I mean? So if you're somebody that has that attitude, you're obviously going to attract, the people that want to, worship you, and the people that want to get made fun of. It's just that you got to have enough respect of, other people while you're here. You got to keep this clear. I always agree with, keeping your karma and dealing with your shadow, and understanding that you got to integrate parts of who you are, and just keep yourself clear to make beautiful things appear. And you can't just go around, just expecting, everybody to just be on the same page as you if you're some type of alpha. But at the same time, some people, that's just the way they run things, and it's just like, if you want to do that, I mean, that's, to each their own. Does that mean that person has a bigger or small, a big penis? Usually, I would say they're compensating for something, you know what I mean? They gotta, make up for it with, how much they can kick somebody, beat somebody up, or how much weight they can bench, or this, that, or the other, because they're compensating for, the true, something that could be considered truly alpha, and that's having a huge piece of meat swinging between the knees, And just because you got a big penis, does it make you more alpha? I mean, no, I mean, it's just like, what it's doing is the fact that everybody, no matter what, is really aspiring to have one. It's like the whole macho head game, like, you're going around acting like you're a tough guy, but there could be some guy, working with, that doesn't know how to fight, that never lifted a weight in his life, and, that guy can have a huge piece of meat swinging between his knees, and he could still not be confident with women, or partners or whatever, and still have that sexual suppression that a lot of people are going through. And, that's just no way to live, man. So you got two ends of the spectrum. You got the macho types, and then you got the ones that are quiet, and the ones that are usually quiet, could back up what they have, or they're just too shy to even show what they have. So having a bigger penis is definitely beneficial regardless. I mean, that should be something that, if you need help with it, you should definitely strive to, make it the best you can. And I'm all about growth and making it bigger. And I feel like, your body and your character speaks for itself. You don't have to go out barking at everything to just, be dominant, but then again, some people like that thing, and some people might be like, oh, that guy's a jerk or whatever, and it's just like, you know what, underneath that breath, somebody might be like turned on by it. Because I can tell you this, there's a lot of stuff that can make you hard or wet. So wherever you are on that end of the spectrum is, wherever, how you're perceiving it and what you're giving off, so, that's just something that kind of was floating through my head, man. I mean, would I consider myself alpha? I mean, to some, if that's the game you want to play. On others, I respect, I have a balance with the feminine energy, the masculine energy. I feel that confidence is what you can consider being alpha. But, for the whole douchebag analogy of, being, I'm an alpha bro, like, I can't stand these, like these bitch boys, and these guys don't even know how to do, this, that, or the other. I can't stand these, whatever that is, it's to each their own. I feel like that's usually covering something up, and I feel that, true confidence just stands alone. You know what I mean? You're going to definitely, shine, because, if you're a big, massive giant, you're not going to have to roar in order for them to hear the ground shake when you're walking. You know what I mean? If you're a big, massive, if you have a big, massive presence, it's not going to have, you're not going to have to yell it to, excruciate and demonstrate and dominate what you have. You know what I mean? A mountain doesn't have to, have to speak anything, and it's there, and you feel its presence. And that's, definitely correlated into my fetishes and stuff, because I got a lot of them, whether it has to do with, liking extra curvy women, liking feet, and then, being over 300 feet with a big, massive piece of meat throbbing between my pecs that I'm able to suck on. And, I don't want to hurt nobody. I mean, that's never been part of my, fetish side. Like, I don't want to dominate the, I wouldn't want to, like, put it this way, I wouldn't want to hurt anybody that doesn't want to be hurt. You know what I mean? But then there are those that want to be. So when you have a balanced, synergy where you're taking the worshipy to the one that wants to be worshipped, that's a beautiful thing. And that's why you can never discriminate somebody that's got the whole alpha head, the alpha macho game. Like, you know what? They're going to attract what they want. Their vibe attracts their tribe. And you know what? You ain't got to participate in it. If like somebody's doing that whole macho stuff, you just, whatever, you know what I mean? You let them do their thing and you keep it moving. And then if that's something that you don't like, you give it your peace of mind, make your peace, and just walk away, man. That's just the best way to go about it, and understand that that's the beautiful thing in life, man, is, no two people are alike. no two personalities can, well, personalities can definitely, you know, some can be similar, you know, we'll say that, but you know, the spirit and who you are is definitely more divine than this ego persona that we get wrapped up in, you know what I mean? Because like I say, man, sex is divine. It's a feeling that is, you know, inside. And whether you're, you know, in the astral realms or you're in a lucid dream, you know, sexual energy definitely correlates to the way that we feel on a day-to-day. You know, it goes through your chakra system, your penis, you know, your private parts are on the root chakra, and then you got your heart and you got your third eye, and all that stuff can definitely be felt, you know, whether you're here in this form or if you're, you know, somewhere else in an astral form or whatever type of feeling that may be. And you know, I don't disrespect anybody's belief. To me, all truths are true, so you just got to find the ones that make you. And you know, while we're here and everybody's wrapped up in the ego, which, you know, stands for edging God out, you know, that's something that resonated pretty well with me, because you know, when you're going into the whole I mentality where it's all about you, you're forgetting about that we're all connected on one, you know, level or another. And that's something that everybody should, you know, at least be aware of, or at least entertain the idea, and, you know, have some type of mutual respect for, you know, one another. Because I feel like, you know, you don't want, there's no need to disrespect anybody's beliefs or what they do. If it has nothing to do with hurting you, then, you know, by all means, do you. You know, that's a beautiful thing. So going into the whole ego alpha thing, you know, if that's the game you want to play, go for it. Do you have to act that way to have a big piece of meat swinging between your knees? Absolutely not. And I feel that confidence definitely shows and will definitely have you grow. You know, I feel like, you know, the clearest path is definitely, you know, the fastest way for something to grow. And that's why I've been, you know, really getting into Ho'oponopono, this Hawaiian like practice where you clear up your karma and you go into your shadow and you forgive yourself for anything that's ever happened, and you know what you've done to other people and how you felt. You got to just go in and you say those 4 phrases, and it's definitely something that has been helping me out tremendously. You know, the way I look at it, you have everything clear in here, beauty appears. And you know, it's like it's like plowing on. This is like plowing the earth, man. You take that, you know, the whole Ho'oponopono, you plow the field, you plant your seeds, and they sprout and grow, man. You get bigger than the trees, and that's how I feel. You can have the big piece of meat swinging at your knees, and you know, that's my philosophy here. You know, you keep this clear, beauty appears, clear for growth, and I feel like you know, that's how you can manifest the best. And my whole philosophy on, you know, of course I got exercises and, you know, edging and Kegels and super edging and my Groga programs where, you know, it's not about how much weight you can lift. It's about how much you can make your muscles grow, about how you are your own, you know, you are the God within. You know what I mean? I put people on divine steroid cycles where we're not talking about going, you know, getting something from a guy, you know, through science or some guy at the gym and injecting it into your, you know, your gulu or whatever. This is more or less about being able to channel the gods that are inside you. You know, the Hercules, the, you know, Priapus and all, you know, Zeus, all that stuff, all these stories and, you know, gods. They weren't taking Tren, all right? They weren't taking Deca. They weren't eating every 3 hours. You know, they were doing other things to manifest their powers, and that's where I really am here to harness that, and I feel, you know, beautiful to share it with the collective. Because there's more to this than the stories and science that's been around. I mean, this place is magic. You can definitely make some beautiful things happen. All you got to do is just believe. And then, of course, the other side of that, you gotta, you know, you gotta believe that, you gotta doubt the belief that it can happen. So you doubt the naysayers and you believe in yourself, and you know what? You be neutral to it all, man. You know, it's just worth having a different perspective while you're here on this place to entertain yourself nonetheless, and find another way to make you your best, you know? And that's what I'm all about here, the Big Kai Consciousness, the Big Kai Collective. You know, I'm helping people, you know, keep their heads clear, make beauty appear, help you make that, you know, that big piece of meat extra, you know, long, thick, and heavy, and swing, you know, at the knees, and make you more virile, put you on a divine cycle to, you know, grow from the sun, grow from the earth, and, you know, make beautiful things happen. So I just want to say that, you know, I love you guys, and I really appreciate anybody that's been following me and, you know, getting this, you know, off the ground, because this channel is dedicated to everybody that wants to be something, man. And, you know, you don't have to go to the doctor for this to happen. You don't have to, you know, do things in certain ways to, you know, that's traditional. You know, you can go within and create your own. And that's a beautiful thing. So with that, I intend on you guys that just feel beautiful, breathe in the air. Anytime you can get out there and just feel that sun, go do it. You know, clear up your karma, do some Ho'oponopono. Check out my video on that. You know, keep it clear. Beauty appears. Being an alpha, does it have anything to do with anything? It's just a fetish, in my opinion. And you know what? On this channel, we can definitely help each other out along the way. You can write something down, you know, any type of positive affirmation to start your day with. You know, you could say anything about that, you know, that you're an alpha, or how proud you are, like, you know, that whatever you want to say that you believe in, go ahead and write it down. We'll put some love into it, because I feel that there's more to this than, you know, what everybody told you. You know what I mean? So with that, you guys have a beautiful experience. We have plenty more to come. Make sure you guys ring the bell, you sign up, you get at me, you get in the DMs, and we make beautiful things happen. I love you guys, and I'll be around. Peace.